If you're trying to set up offline conversions so that you can import lead forms or chats from high level over to Google Ads as a conversion event, this is how you set it up. Log into your Google Ads account, go to Goals, Summary, click on Create Conversion Action. Then you're going to choose Conversions Offline, click Add Data Source, skip this step and connect the data source later. We're going to check this box on and hit Done, and then we'll do Save and Continue. Next, we're going to let Google know that this is a qualified lead. We're going to add a new action, and we're going to choose Offline, Connect Data Source Later. I'm actually going to create two actions. One's going to be for lead forms, and the other one's going to be for chat widget submissions, leads from the chat widget. Let's do the lead form first. We'll hit Edit Settings. We want this to be a primary action. I'm going to call it Lead Form Submission, GHL Import. And then I like to put my agency's initials in there just so I know I created this conversion action. You could use different values for each conversion if you want to, or you could use the same value. I'm going to use just one. And you could count every conversion if it was valuable to get multiple lead forms and you want to track every single one, then leave it on every. If you only want to track the first lead form because one customer, one lead, that's what you want to track, then select one. You can leave the click-through conversion window on 90. I usually extend the engaged view conversion window to 30 days, and then we can hit Done. We're going to do the exact same thing on the chat lead, but we're going to call this one a chat lead, GHL Import. And then I put my agency's initials in there, and you can call these whatever you want. Just make sure that you will recognize the name later. And you can do different values, same value, whatever you want. I'm going to choose one instead of every. And again, I'm going to set this to 30 days. Okay. I've got two new conversion actions in here. We're going to hit Save and Continue. And then Google's going to tell us we've created two new conversion actions. Now we need to set up our data source. You can skip this. You don't need to click any of that stuff. Just hit Finish. When you go back to your list of goals, your summary here, you should see those listed underneath the qualified lead section. There's your chat lead and your lead form submission. They both say inactive. We're going to go fix that now. You don't need to do anything else in here in order to set it up. Just ignore all of Google's prompts to set up and import your data. Instead, we're going to head over to high level, click on Settings, Integrations. And if you haven't already, you're going to go underneath the Google section and integrate your Google Ads account. Make sure you select the correct account ID. I've already done that here, but if you haven't done it yet, you'll click Sign In with Google and you'll add your Google Ads account in the Integrations tab. Once you've done that, you can go to your automations. And I usually create an automation for when lead forms get submitted and when chat widgets, when you get a new lead from chat. So I already have automations created for these. You might want to create your own. Let's do the lead form first. The action is going to be that somebody submitted a lead form, or that's the trigger rather. The trigger is somebody submitted a lead form. So form is, and then I shows my lead form. And then after that, I have a whole bunch of actions that are getting triggered, but this is the one we're concerned with today, is we want to send this to Google Ads. But you'll put in an action of add to Google AdWords, select that. And when you add that action into here, what's going to happen is high level will say, great, which conversion action from your account that you integrated do you want to fire when somebody submits the lead form? So we'll hit conversion. And now you see both of those conversion actions I created. This is the lead form. So we'll click lead form submission, leave the rest of this the way it is and hit save. Now, whenever somebody fills out the lead form, high level will look to see if they have an ID, an identifier like a GCLID. If they do, they'll send this back as a conversion to Google Ads, and we'll know that the person who filled out the form came from Google Ads. And Google Ads, this will turn from inactive to active, and you'll get the number 1 here when you get your first lead. And then as you get more leads, this number will continue to grow. All right, we're going to do the exact same thing for the chat lead. It's the exact same process. So we'll go back to my workflows. You could create a new workflow if you wanted to. The trigger is customer replied, and the reply channel is chat widget. That's how you trigger leads from a chat widget. And then you could set up whatever you want. I usually set up, add the lead to my pipeline, add some notes, Google Analytics. I even fire Analytics. I do an internal email notification. We do an opt-in SMS, an SMS to the customer, all that stuff, right? So you can add anything you want into this workflow. But of course, we're going to want to make sure we send Google Ads the correct conversion data. when someone fills out a chat lead. So put in an action here for Google Ads, add to Google AdWords. Select your conversion from the dropdown. This is the chat lead. Leave the rest of it the same and hit save. Now, every time somebody replies to our chat widget, if they have an identifier that tells us they came from Google Ads, this will fire from high level back over to Google Ads, and the chat lead will turn from inactive to active, and you'll get the number 1 right here. And then again, this number will grow as you get more and more chat leads. Okay, that's pretty much it. You'll want to make sure that this goal is included as like an account level goal, or that you're including it on the campaigns that you are running on your account. So you could click edit and just make sure that this is marked as use instead of do not use. But other than that, you're set. You've got conversions turned on. This is how you track leads, chat widgets, but this is not how you do phone tracking. I could show you in a different video how to set up phone tracking with high level, or how to use the Google Ads standard phone tracking that's available. I use that a lot. But this is how you track leads from high level. Let me know if you have questions in the comments. Hit like if this video is helpful. Hit subscribe if you want more videos like this. I'm Reuben Rock. I'll talk to you later.